Americans and future Americans, welcome back to another video. Canada drama is going insane, and they immediately folded to Trump. So, I don't know if you're aware, but this is the new Prime Minister / dictator of Canada. This individual over here, by the name of Mark Carney, is currently the ruler, the benevolent overlord of gay Dakota. He is uglier Trudeau, who has more friends with the Chinese party and is vehemently more anti-Trump. In fact, his entire campaign was the anti-Trump campaign. In fact, the only reason why he won is because he's so radically anti-Trump that he prefers dealing with China to dealing with America. Kind of weird, I know, but anyway, I don't want to get into, like, the incredible deep dive here, because I've already covered that. Feel free to check out Canada's 1000% Cooked. I've already done that. He goes, he meets Trump, and he kisses the ring. Bro folds instantly, and Canada is in shambles. Not all of Canada, obviously, but the super wokies in Canada are losing their goddamn mind. So, as you can see, this is a nice image. The President of the United States, the Prime Minister of Canada being friends. And literally everyone was always saying, "Ree! I can't believe that the friendship between America and Canada is in jeopardy. I hate that Canada and America's relations didn't do as well. Ree!" And everyone's so sad and mad. I can't believe Trump ruined the relations. I don't know, man. I would think that seeing an image like this would make you comfortable. I think seeing an image like this would be like, wow, everyone's getting along. But if you look at the average tweet, what the heck are liberals smoking? Does this photo really say Mark Carney came out the winner? You guys talk about Trump's ego. You think he'd take this photo of Carney stuck up for Canada? Get a grip on reality. What a glorious day. The libtards keep libtarding around. And today we are going to be doing a deep dive into the gigantic fold of Canada. It's incredible. Literally, liberals in Canada are right now losing their mind. Everyone's come together to sit and cry and basically be like, no, I thought he was supposed to be anti-Trump. Why did he kiss the ring? So it's a good day specifically for me. In case you're unaware of how woke Canada currently is, I really felt the need to show you this video before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of the video, where Trump and Carney actually make out and stuff. I really thought it was important to show you some context for the level of wokeness currently going on in Canada. To be clear, this is a police coming out to give a press conference to talk about 2 children that went missing. This is very sad shit. It's awful, and get a load of this speech.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
How did she get in an I'm sorry? Before the speech even starts, she said I'm sorry. Keeps going.
I am Corporal Carly McCann, Provincial Public Information Officer for the Nova Scotia RCMP. Thank you all for being here today. Bonjour, je suis la Capitale Carly McCann, agent d'information publique pour la GRC en Nouvelle-Écosse. Merci de votre présence aujourd'hui. First, I acknowledge that we are in Mi'kmaq, the traditional and unceded ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people.
What?
I also recognize that African Nova Scotians are a distinct people whose histories, legacies, and contributions have enriched that part of Mi'kmaq known as Nova Scotia for over 400 years.
2 children went missing! Why are you giving a diatribe about the Mi'kmaq people with a land acknowledgement? Welcome to Canada. Kids in school hear multiple times per week how they are on stolen land. Canada is the woke capital of North America. Of America. Of the world, god damn it. Why would she need to point this out? I don't know, god damn it. It doesn't lead to anything either. That's what I had to show you. Canada is literally a country policed by Karens and wokeness, and they are all currently shitting their panties that Trump completely butt-fucked Carney in their debate. Cool conversation. So I want to see what the conversation was all about. I didn't actually watch this yet. Very excited to see my boy Carney here kiss the ring after literally running an entire campaign about how much he hates Trump. You don't understand the level of pathetic we're dealing with. Carney ran an entire campaign talking about how Trump is a bully and an evil and a fascist. And then he immediately came to kiss the ring. It's like he did it for the votes and then immediately fucking cucked himself. And the funniest part, in my opinion, of this entire situation, and I'm gonna say this once, just so I can be clear about this. Alright, just gonna say this once. Fuck around, find out. You elect a spineless pussy that's just going with the fucking mob, you're gonna get a spineless pussy that's just gonna go with the fucking mob. I don't know. Obviously, that's what you got. You got someone with no morals. Turns out, Trump was also right, because Trump said, I'm kind of happy that the liberal candidate won. Much easier to push around! All right, lock in, boys and girl. I still like Pierre Poilievre, but god damn, Canada has fallen a couple of slots down the Nux respect hole. I personally, as a Canadian, must say, fuck around, find out.
Thank you very much, everybody. It's a great honor to have Prime Minister Mark Carney with us, as you know.
Bro, didn't call him a governor. That's crazy. Oh my God. So yeah, this video just came out, this interview.
Just a few days ago, he won a very big election in Canada. And I think I was probably the greatest thing that happened to him, but I can't take vote credit. His party was losing by a lot. And he ended up winning, so I really want to congratulate him. It was probably one of the greatest comebacks in the history of politics, maybe even greater.
Dude, look at him! He cannot contain a smile! Oh my God! Trump knows how to glaze a man. He knows how to give people the bro, folded like wet paper, folded under zero pressure. Oh my God! He ran his entire goddamn campaign on being anti-Trump. He cannot stop himself. It's over already.
In mind, you know. But I want to just congratulate you. It was a great election, actually. We were watching it with interest, and I think Canada chose a very talented person, a very good person.
Sure.
As we spoke before the election quite a few times.
Sure.
And it's an honor.
Wow, so they spoke a few times before the election, but Pierre Poilievre refused to meet Trump and refused to go on Joe Rogan and refused to do all these things. No wonder why he won. That's crazy, man. Oh my God.
Honor to have you at the White House and the Oval Office. And you see the new and improved Oval Office. As it's
the best Oval Office it's ever been. No Oval Office has ever been as nice as mine.
Becomes more and more beautiful.
All 7 swing states voted for this Oval Office, you should know.
With love, you know, we handle it with great love, and 24-karat gold. That always helps too. But it's been a lot of fun. Going over some of the beautiful pictures that were stored in the vaults that were for many, many years. In some cases, over 100 years. They were stored in vaults of the great presidents, or almost great presidents, all.
We will watch your career with great interest.
All having a reason for being up, every one of them. So it's very interesting. But I just want to congratulate you, and ran a really great race. I watched the debate. I thought you were excellent, and I think we have a lot of things in common. We have some tough points to go over, and that'll be fine. We're going to also be discussing Ukraine, Russia. The war, because Mark...
It's a war never should have happened, never would have started if I was president.
Wants it ended as quickly as I do.
Never would have started if I was president.
We had some very good news last night. The Houthis have announced that they are not, or they've announced to us at least, that they don't want to fight anymore.
No! Hamas Pike are in shambles right now. Oh, I can't believe the Houthis are cooked. In fact, I would go as far as to say that the Houthis are 100% cooked right now. I already made a video on this. It was a great video. It's one of my favorite videos of all time. In fact, I would go as far as to say, as it's one of the greatest videos ever made. Listen to the intro of this video and tell me this isn't the greatest video topics. Ever. I decided to talk. Here, listen to my intro to this video and tell me that this isn't a brilliant video that I am totally repeating now so that Hassan viewers can freak out again. Houthis in one piece and Houthis in many pieces. Welcome to a brand new video. I'm sorry, that's the greatest intro I've ever done in the history of time. Anyway, moving on. All 7 swing viewers.
They just don't want to fight, and we will honor that. And we will.
Well, yeah, because that was literally the plan all along. Houthis, for those of you unaware, are a terrorist group in Yemen that have been bombing American ships. And America's like, please stop bombing our ships. And they proceeded to not stop bombing their ships. So America was like, okay, bombed the fuck out of the Houthis, and the Houthis were like, we want peace. We want peace, guys. We are peacekeepers, truly. After enslaving their women and torturing their children and laying landmines and causing the death of 377,000 people and bombing civilian airports in Israel. After all of that, they want peace now. They were peacekeepers all along.
We will stop the bombings, and they have capitulated, but more important,
calling it right now, Their capitulation will not last long. They're terrorists.
We will take their word. They say they will not be blowing up ships anymore. And that's what the purpose of what we were doing. So that's just news. We just found out about that. So I think that's very, very positive.
That's pretty positive.
They were knocking out a lot of ships going, as you know, sailing beautifully down the various seas. It wasn't just the canal. It was a lot of other places. And I will accept their word, and we are going to stop the bombing of the Houthis, effective immediately. And Marco, you'll let everybody know that, okay? Do you have something to say about that, by the way? It's a pretty big announcement.
Yeah, this was always a freedom of navigation mission. These are, a band of individuals with advanced weaponry that were threatening global shipping.
Hipster pirates with rocket launchers, and they fucked around and they found out. This is literally like the reciprocal tariffs of terrorism. I don't know, man. I saw so many people, like, absolutely upset. It's not fair that America's hitting them back with... It's not proportional damage when America bombed them back. Fuck you, you started. Sorry, bro.
And the job was to get that to stop.
Good, and it stopped.
If
Good.
it's going to stop, then we can stop.
Good.
And, I think it's an important development.
And we'll have maybe before we're going to, as you know, the Middle East, Saudi Arabia. We're going to UAE and Qatar. And that'll be, I guess, Monday night. Some of you are coming with us. I think before then, we're going to have a very, very big announcement to make.
Oh!
Like, as big as it gets.
Dude, I love when he announces these big announcements, man.
And I won't tell you on what, but it's going to, and it's very positive.
Ooh.
I'd tell you if it was negative or positive.
All right, my prediction, it's the Abraham Accords. They're including another country into the Abraham Accords. That's my prediction. Nux pre-watch moment. That's what I'm guessing.
I can't keep that out. It is really, really positive. And that announcement will be made either Thursday or Friday or Monday before we leave. But it'll be one of the most important announcements that have been made in many years about a certain subject, very important subject. So you'll all be here. Mark, would you like to say a few words?
Well, thank you, Mr. President.
I love that Trump literally took the floor for like a 5-minute monologue. And then he's like, oh, right, you're here. We were just talking about the Houthis. They fucked around and found out. Anyway, on to Canada.
I'm on the edge of my seat, actually, for the big announcement. But thank you for your hospitality and above all for your leadership.
Dude. Look at this shit.
A few words?
Well, thank you, Mr. President. I'm on the edge of my seat, actually, for the big
And 1,000 Canadians immediately started crying.
But thank you for your hospitality and above all for your leadership. You're a transformational president. The focus on the economy with a relentless focus on the American worker.
Oh, remember when he was saying that Trump is making terrible mistakes making tariffs? Remember when he said that before, but now he's in front of the giant orange dong and he can't help but suck?
Securing your borders.
Oh, God. Weak knees on this one.
Ending the scourge of fentanyl.
Ended the scourge in fentanyl. Remember when he was complaining, I can't believe Trump is trying to get us to reinforce our border. Good job ending fentanyl, Mr. Trump. Yep.
Opioids and securing the world. And I've been elected.
Bro, you got like a bunch of blue-haired Karens in Canada. No, you were supposed to stop the orange man, not join him.
With my colleagues here, with the help of my colleagues here, I'm going to spread the credit to transform Canada with a similar focus on the economy, security.
Oh, learning from Trump. I'm sure that's what every Canadian wanted to hear. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be super thrilled about the fact that the Canadian Prime Minister is spineless. I know that's a hot take. But as a dual citizen, Canadian and American, I have to tell you something completely real and completely honest. Every single motherfucking idiot in the woke movement in Canada got this guy elected because they hate Trump. Okay? You gotta realize, Canada's economy is mega cooked. Mega cooked. Like, unbelievably cooked, and I've covered that if you want to see in my Canada is 1,000% cooked video. They elected him because Trump bad, all right? The previous Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, had the same party as this guy and had a 10-year presidency. That dude was the Prime Minister for 10 years in Canada, and the economy died in Canada the moment he became Prime Minister, and it was over. Like, he literally ruined Canada. They did an emergency election where he had to step down And obviously, you'd think they would elect the other side. But because they hate Trump more than they love their own country, they elected the same motherfucker in different clothes. All right? Like, I'm not even joking. It is the stupidest bullshit I've ever seen in my life. Like, the mega woke people just hate Trump more than they love their country. So, realistically, I am laughing my ass off at all of those people who I know are in shambles, crying and drooling on the floor, that this dude is literally folding to Trump right now.
During our borders, again on fentanyl, much greater focus on defense and security, securing the Arctic and developing the Arctic. And you know, the history of Canada and the U.S. is we're stronger when we work together, and there's many opportunities to work together.
Look at him. He's like, yes, I will buy Canada. Good point.
Look forward to,
Good point.
you know, addressing some of those issues that we have, but also finding those areas of mutual cooperation so we can move
Great.
forward.
That's great. Very nice. Thank you very much. It's a very nice statement.
Mr. President,
Anybody?
Oh, look at him smiling. He's like, he complimented me. Look at him. He's like, yeah, that was a nice statement. I know.
Mr. President, is USMCA dead?
No, it was actually very effective, and it's still very effective, but people have to follow it. So, you know, that's been a problem. People haven't followed it. But it was a transitional step a little bit, and as you know, it terminates fairly shortly. It gets renegotiated very shortly. But I thought it was a very positive step from NAFTA. NAFTA was the worst trade deal in the history of our country, probably in the history of the world. And this was a transitional deal, and we'll see what happens. You know, we're going to be starting to possibly renegotiate that if it's even necessary. I don't know that it's necessary anymore, but it served a very good purpose. And the biggest purpose it served is we got rid of NAFTA. NAFTA was a very unfair deal for the United States. A very, very terrible deal. It should have never been made. It was made many years ago, but it should have never been made.
Canada and the United States. Would you like to see your first trade deal be with Canada? Our neighbors can
I would love that. Look, I have a lot of respect for this man, and I watched him come up in a sense through the ranks when he wasn't given much of a chance, and he ran a really great campaign. He did a really great debate. I think that debate was very helpful.
I love how every time he compliments Carney, you could hear like a little squeal from Carney's chair. So happy that Daddy Trump recognized him. And like, this is what is going on in Canada after this. This was downright embarrassing. Anyone who elected Carney because he's the person to deal with Trump should be hanging their heads in shame about now. Every time Trump says something nice and he's just like, squeak! Dude, how awesome is that? Like, you don't know, man, how amazing this is. The backlash, bro. I cannot tell you how absolutely embarrassed I am as a Canadian. During the meeting, Carney spoke for 3 minutes and Trump spoke for 29 minutes. That's crazy, man. Oh, Lord. It's just, I'm sorry. It's just, they all deserve it. They all deserve it. Every single one of them. They all deserve it. Like, I'll explain something to you. This is literally my philosophy in life. When something shitty happens, you can either cry about it or you can laugh about the chaos. That is what we're doing right now. Carney is the wrong choice, in my opinion, obviously. I'm no political mastermind. But he's the wrong choice, in my opinion, for the Canadian Prime Minister. But I'm going to laugh my fucking heart out at this shit, because this is hilarious.
I was going to raise my hand. You know, I don't know if that's good or bad. I shouldn't say that. That might hurt you. But no, he ran a really great election, I thought. And yeah, something could happen. Something could happen.
Oh, what could happen?
Yeah, please.
What's the top concession you want out of Canada? The top concession you want out of Canada?
Concession?
Yes.
Friendship.
Wow, he just answered that immediately. He's like, oh my God. All right, so here's the thing. There were tariffs from Canada onto the United States for the last bunch of years. So essentially what Trump did is even the playing field by putting tariffs back on Canada. That's what they call reciprocal tariffs. So what does Canada do? They squeal and they cry and they propagandize everyone that Trump is taking over Canada. Trump is evil. Trump wants to ruin Canada forever. So when he says he wants friendship, despite things being fair and to stop the media, that's kind of a power move.
But that's not a concession.
No, we're going to be friends with Canada. Regardless of
He didn't answer the question.
anything, we're going to be friends with Canada. Canada's a very special place to
Very special. I especially love their military. 1 fighter jet and 2 people on horseback. It's very impressive and brave. If China ever invades the Pacific Ocean, Canada should know they have trained superior dolphins ridden by Eskimos with spiked lances. They are truly a fighting force known to man. The Beaver Warriors exist in myth.
I know so many people that live in Canada.
True.
My parents had relatives that lived in Canada, my mother in particular. And no, I love Canada. I have a lot of
Me too.
Respect for the Canadians. Wayne Gretzky. I mean, how good is
No way. No way. He just whips out like Canada hockey. Wayne Gretzky.
the great one? You happen to have a very, very good hockey player right here on the Capitals, who I have a lot of. He is a big, tough cookie, too. He just broke the record. And he
No way. No way, bro. That's crazy. He glazed. Dude, he glazed a Canadian hockey player and be like, he's really good. Almost as good as this American guy. Oh my God.
he's a great guy. And, you know, we had the team here, and I got to know a lot of the players. But now, Canada is a very special place. Yeah, please.
Canada, our biggest export is snow.
Mr. President, and Mr. Prime Minister, I'd like to get your response to this too. But Mr. President, you
I love how the reporters are even like, oh, I would really like if the Prime Minister also talks.
said that Canada should become the 51st state.
51st state. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, baby.
No. No. Well, I still believe that, but you know.
He just says it, bro. He just says it. I'm telling you, Trump is literally doing a Schrodinger's douchebag, where you make a statement, like the 51st state statement, where he makes a statement like that, and then he decides whether it was a joke or whether it was serious as time goes on. It is actually crazy.
You know, takes 2 to tango, right? But no, I do. I mean, I believe it would be a massive tax cut for the Canadian citizens. You
True.
get free military.
Just saying. When I lived in Canada, my taxes were like 60% of my income, and right now they're half of that shit.
You get tremendous medical cares and other things. There would be a lot of advantages, but it would be a massive tax cut. And it's also a beautiful, you know, as a real estate developer, you know, I'm a real estate developer at heart. When you get rid of that artificially drawn line, somebody drew that line many years ago with like a ruler, just a straight line right across the top of the country. When you look at that beautiful formation.
Look at him, making believe he's gonna speak.
When it's together. I'm a very artistic person.
Sure, we saw Trump Gaza. We know exactly how artistic you are. But anyway, dude, the hilarious thing is, this is Carney's big moment. How is he gonna combat the 51st state statement? By the way, a lot of people don't know this, but as someone who is Canadian, the major issue that Canada has with Trump and the way the media has been blasting him, it's not even the tariffs as much as it is the 51st state. It's like, he doesn't respect us, he doesn't respect our autonomy, he's gonna try to conquer us, and the fear-mongering in the media was kind of along those lines. That was, that statement, in my opinion, that 51st statement alone, straight up won Carney the election. That's why Canada hates Trump so much. Or at least a majority of Canada. I'm just saying. Because you have to remember, freedom of speech is not legal in Canada. That's an America thing. That's not a Canadian thing, bro.
But when I
You drop an N-bomb in Canada, you will be in prison.
looked at that beauty, I said, that's the way it was meant to be. But, you know, I do feel it's
He's getting ready. Carney's getting ready to respond.
much better for Canada. But we're not going to be discussing that unless somebody wants to discuss it. I think that
Who's that somebody here sitting next to the Prime Minister? We're not going to be discussing that, and he's just squirming in his chair. This is crazy. Dude, this is cinema. This is freaking cinema, God damn it.
tremendous benefits to the Canadian citizens, tremendously lower taxes, free military, which honestly we give you essentially anyway because we're protecting Canada if you ever had a problem.
Go look at his face. What, you think your 2 Mounties are going to protect you? You think your sled dog team is going to stop you from an invasion? Oh my God.
But I think it would really be a wonderful marriage because it's 2 places that get along very well. They like each other a lot.
We will make Canada slightly less gay than ever before.
Well, if I
All
may,
right. All right. First of all, Mr. President, as a snow Mexican myself, I must say this is very scary.
as you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now, Buckingham Palace that you visited as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign.
What the fuck is the owners of Canada? First of all, he absolutely prepared for this question. He knew this question was going to come. What is he talking about here?
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign.
Bro, dude, if this is like the natives or like... What? This is crazy. I don't even know. The king? The king of England? Like, dude, Canadian shadow government? The globalist elites? Like, that's crazy to just drop that in a response.
Last several months. It's not for sale, won't be for sale ever. But the opportunity is in the partnership.
Did you think Trump raise his eyebrow?
And what we can build together. And we have done that in the past. And part of that, as the president just said, is with respect to our own security. And my government is committed for a step change in our investment in Canadian security and our partnership. And I'll say this as well, that the president has revitalized international security, revitalized NATO, and us playing our
It's true. You glaze me. I approve. You're right.
full weight in NATO, and that will be part
That's
of it.
true. And they have.
Thank you for the thick ropes, Mr. Prime Minister. Dude, what the fucking media, these children.
They have. I must say, Canada is stepping up the military participation because.
All right.
Mark knew, they were low, and now they're stepping it up, and that's a very important thing. But never say never. Never say never.
I'm not done with you. Everyone has a price. Anything's for sale if you offer enough. Oh, look at his face. Okay, sorry, I have to take a screenshot. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen. We will help with bombing the Houthis. We will be dropping polar bears on them.
What would it take to get the tariffs off of Canada?
Well, we'll be talking about different things. Like, we want to protect our automobile business, and so does Mark. But we want to protect, we want to make the automobiles, and we want to, we have a tremendous abundance of energy, more than any country. We have, just in Alaska alone, Anwar has been reopened now. Anwar is probably the largest find anywhere in the world. They say it's larger than Saudi Arabia. I don't know, but it's a lot.
I didn't say it. That's what they said. They said my penis, the biggest any of them have ever seen. That's crazy. I didn't say it. They said it. I believe them. But that's true.
But we have tremendous amounts of energy. Other countries don't. We're both lucky in that way. They have energy. We have energy. We have more than we can ever use and more than we could ever sell.
Damn. As Canadian pop star Justin Bieber once said, never say never.
Actually, and you have the same thing. So we're two countries that are very lucky. If you look at China, they don't have that. It's a big disadvantage. Other countries, most
Sucks to be China, eh, China boy? Here, look at him, suddenly not so happy.
countries don't have. Most countries
Oh, I don't know, his Chinese handlers didn't like that one.
don't have that. So Canada and us, we have a lot of advantages over other places.
When you consider what Mr. Carney just said, that Canada is not for sale, does this make the discussion a little more difficult to start on?
No, not at all. No, not at all. No, time will tell. It's
Time will tell. Never say never, bro. Fuck. Oh, Lord.
only time. But I say,
Oh, look at his face. No, time won't tell, Mr. President. No.
never say never.
Bro repeated it. There's no way. Oh, this is a man who folded instantly. Look at this shit. This is crazy. I can't believe this. Only a matter of time. You might change your tune once Russia attacks. That would be weird.
I've had many, many things that were not doable, and they ended up being doable, and only doable in a very friendly way. But if it's to everybody's benefit, Canada loves us, and we love Canada.
Canada loves us. The entire election was decided on hating Trump. Canada loves us. I know they do.
That's, I think, the number one thing that's important. But we'll see. I mean, over time, we'll see what happens.
Oh, but Carney doesn't even have anything to say. He doesn't even have anything to say.
China.
I was hoping you can clarify something. Earlier this morning in Capitol Hill, Secretary Bessent said that there have been no negotiations yet with China. You have said something different.
They want to meet, and they're doing no business right now. And
Dude, even the cameraman knows that Carney's not yapping.
those ships are turning around in the Pacific Ocean. Big turn. Those are big ships. Those ships take about 10 miles to turn. And, we lost $1 trillion to China on trade because of an incompetent president that we had who preceded me, grossly incompetent. You're finding it out more and more now. And by not trading, we're losing nothing. So we're saving $1 trillion. It's a lot. But they want to negotiate, and they want to have a meeting, and we'll be meeting with them at the right time.
But you haven't met with them.
Oh, shit.
I have not met with them, of course. You would know if I met. I'd tell you. They want to meet, but
I love how they ask him
we
these
are
questions.
right now.
It's like they almost forget that Donald J. Trump is the most transparent president in the history of presidents.
Look, they're suffering greatly. Their economy is suffering greatly because they're not doing trade with the U.S. and they made most of their money off the U.S. Don't kid yourself. They don't make the money off other countries like this. And
that is a factual statement. America is the biggest consumer country in the world. They are the biggest consumer economy, and everyone wants to sell to America. If you get into American markets, you make crazy amounts of money, which is why, for the record, this is exactly why China decided to open up auto plants and auto factories in Mexico, because you build it in Mexico, you hire Mexico workers for less prices, less pay, they work on the cars, and they sell everything to America, because there's no tariffs. So no problem. Realistically, this is gonna make them start wanting to actually open factories in America, because that's the point of tariffs, bringing jobs into America.
we had a trade imbalance. We had a deficit, or they had a surplus, another way of saying it, of more than $1 trillion. Think of it, more than $1 trillion. And because of 145%, that's the only reason, but because of, they have now 145% tariff, there's no trading. You can't trade with 145%. We are, therefore, making, in a certain way, I guess, $1.1 trillion. In other words, we're not losing $1.1 trillion. Our deficit is much better. When I started, I say we were losing billions of dollars a day on trade. That's rapidly turning around. We looked at numbers this morning. So we were losing, the United States during Biden was losing more than, I won't even give you numbers because they're so embarrassing, but billions of dollars a day on trade. Those numbers are rapidly turning.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy to think that guy was a president of the United States of America. Like, dude, again, I mean, for some reason, the Democrat Party does not want you to be proud of America. They don't. They do not want you to be proud of America. They have to keep reminding you that you are oppressors, and you are bad, and white people evil, and Americans took the land from other people. And Democrats want you to be embarrassed to be American. All right? That's the craziest shit in the universe. And they elected a guy who had absolutely zero riz, no charisma, no respect. No one actually looked up to Biden. Dude was a walking potato. Everyone fucking knew it. I knew it, you knew it, we all knew it. And the media decided to be like, I can't believe the White House fooled us that he was a walking potato. I can't believe the Biden necromancers brought him to work every day. And obviously he's gonna get ragdolled around in the grand stage of the world. That dude can't negotiate for shit.
Turning between the tariffs, don't forget, we're now getting 25% on cars, 25% on aluminum.
Oddly, a lot of my tribe voted for Trump despite what Dems say about natives. I'm gonna tell you something real. All right? I'm gonna tell you something honest, in my opinion. I don't think minorities in America, or people that have gotten to America through the means of oppression, or have been oppressed in America hundreds of years ago, I don't think they like being the fucking ammunition in the guns of the most bullshit phrases in the history of time. I don't think they like that. I don't think anyone likes that. I don't think so. I think it's horrible. They are using you as a form of virtue signaling to essentially make other people feel shit about themselves while not actually promoting anything that helps anyone. It sets people up in this endless spiral of decay where essentially people are just gonna sit there and be like, well, you know, I can't actually do anything better on myself. I'm oppressed. You're an oppressor. You're a bad guy. So my life's already over when it was immediately born. Nah, dude. Get out there, make the most of yourself, and listen. A lot of people claim that they're not racist by saying that black people are oppressed and shit like that. Those are the people that are using race and seeing race everywhere. The not racist people are the ones that are like, I don't care what race you are, do your fucking best. I know you got this. In my opinion.
25% on steel, and maybe more importantly, massive numbers of companies are moving into the United States. Honda, we have tremendous car
Honda,
companies
Toyota,
moving in at
Honda.
levels we've never seen before. The biggest investment ever made in the United States is being made right now. Trillions of dollars. I would say we could be at $9 trillion. You could go back to other presidents. They haven't had $1 trillion for their entire term. Look at Biden. He had bad numbers. People were leaving. They weren't coming in. They were leaving with Biden, and he didn't know the difference. The only thing he knew is people coming in. You know who they were? Illegal immigrants.
Yeah, I don't think he even knew that, to be honest. I think other people knew that. I think he was just kind of a slab of meat on a chair that people made believe wasn't being puppeteered around by necromancers. All right, the crypt keeper that got Biden to work every morning absolutely was the guy that weekend at Biden'd him around. It's insane what happened to the country over the last 4 years. It was such a unbelievable shame. Realistically, the pendulum is now in the other direction. Realistically, the counterculture is now the culture.
Okay, from prisons, from mental institutions.
They poured over the border, over the southern border especially, but they came from Canada too, you should know. Mostly not, but they did come from Canada.
From all sorts of places that weren't good. From gangs, from Venezuela.
From El Salvador.
They were coming in and they were criminals and murderers.
They were rapists and terrorists. They killed our people. Sex traffickers, drugs. It never would have happened if I was president.
11,888 people that murdered,
shit.
and at least half of them murdered more than one person.
That's fucking crazy. I actually remember someone said to me, Nux, do you know that it's technically still a small number of people that were killed by illegal immigrants? You know the response? You know the response to this? And I think this every single time. Someone's like, there are only like X amount of people that were killed by illegal immigrants in the country. That's way less than people that are native in the country. Can I tell you the response to this? It shuts down the argument every single time. One is too many. They are illegal in the country. They should not be killing anyone. Every single one of those is too many. Well, it should be 0. They are not legal. Get them out. I'm sorry. They broke the law by entering illegally. They should not be here. Well, why is this complicated?
This is what Biden led into our country. I'm bringing in big companies. We have Apple is investing $500 billion. We have Jensen, as you know, is going to be 500 biggest chip maker.
It's almost like Nosferatu Biden did not have America's first interest in heart. I can't even believe that.
Thinker, I call him. He's really a thinker more than a maker. But we also have the maker, Mr. Wei. I get to know them all in the last...
Mr. Wei.
It was a cram course.
I know all the car people. They all want to open factories in America because tariffs work or something. I don't know.
But they're all moving into America because of the tariffs. And I don't think people have appreciated it. Some people do. Some of the smart people do. So we have more money coming in. It's really an amazing thing. We have more money being invested in the United States now than it...
I'm going to predict something for you. All right? Are you ready for me to predict something for you? America's economy will be the strongest it's ever been in 4 years. By the time Trump's presidency comes to an end, America's economy will be at an all-time high. Unless there's like a fucking world war or some shit that I am not predicting right here or pre-watching right here. Tariffs, everyone knows how tariffs work, and there are a lot of liars on the internet. Tariffs make things more expensive in the short term, but bring industry to your country. That is why, believe it or not, every other country has tariffs. What? No. So, in my opinion.
Anytime ever before in our history, and it's not even close. And I think the real number could be 9 or 10 trillion. We don't know everybody that's doing it. We have many. I just heard about a plant that's being built right now, a very, very top of the line company. And they didn't come to the White House.
Dude, look at him glazing about how every country in the world wants to open factories in America, while Mr. Canada is sitting next to him and be like, why doesn't anyone want to open companies in Canada?
They're just doing it because they're making it, because if they build here, there are no tariffs. And this is the big market. This is the market. That sets us apart from it.
What's your answer to who pays the tariffs? That's my favorite argument. Obviously, the American pays the tariff when America puts tariffs on other countries. But that is only if the other countries do not capitulate and build their fucking factories in America and hire more American workers. And more American businesses can actually build themselves instead of everyone running across the border. And that means wages go up across the country. And once you have an industry in America being built because other countries don't want to pay the tariffs, then you don't have to pay the tariffs when you buy the fucking shit from the stuff made there. Anyway, I could keep going and rambling, but there's a reason why every country has tariffs. Like a dog.
This is the market where everyone wants to be. Now, if I didn't come here and do this, all of a sudden we wouldn't be the market where
even Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada that hates Trump, all right? This guy, the guy in the meeting with Trump now, he moved his businesses to the United States. It's too good. It's too good. You can't make this shit up.
everyone wants to be. So we were able to do it in time. But we're going to have a great announcement. And I'm not necessarily saying it's on trade. I'm
not saying it's going to be on trade, but it's on trade.
At the beginning, we're going to have a great announcement over the next few days. An announcement that will be so incredible, so positive. And I'm not saying, I don't want you to think it's necessarily on trade. Just to finish, we also have a situation, because everyone says, when are you going to sign deals? We don't have to sign deals. We could sign 25 deals right now, Howard, if we wanted. We don't have to sign deals. They have to sign deals with us.
Oh, bro has the cards. I have the cards. They don't have the cards. He's literally right, though. The reason why every other country on the planet was clamoring to sign deals is because they need it more than Trump does. Bro has the cards. Holy shit.
They want a piece of our market.
I love how he's talking about this literally right in front of Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada. This is crazy, bro.
We don't want a piece of their market. We don't care about that.
By the way, the United States just signed a trade deal with the United Kingdom. This just happened literally half an hour ago, I think. Just happened right now. We have the heart of the cards. You activated my Trump card.
They want a piece of our market. So we can just sit down, and I'll do this at some point over the next 2 weeks. And I'll sit with Howard and Scott and with our great vice president, who has done a really good job. We have some good news to report on a lot of fronts. But JD will be there, and Marco, and we're going to sit down and we're going to put very fair numbers down, and we're going to say, here's what this country, what we want, and congratulations, we have a deal. And they'll either say, great, and they'll start shopping, or they'll say, not good. We're not going to do it. I said, that's okay. You don't have to shop. Now, we may think, well, they have a right. You know, that maybe we were a little bit wrong, so we'll adjust it. And then you people will say, oh, it's so chaotic. No, we're flexible.
It's not only that. People say that I cannot believe Trump folded on these deals by making deals with other countries. He folded on his tariffs. Because, unfortunately for America, half the country is currently living in a little bit of a delusion in regards to what's going on with Trump. A lot of people are, and a lot of people don't know that. I'll give you an example of, in my opinion, the most delusional man on the internet right now. On YouTube specifically, all right? There are more delusional people on Twitter and stuff, which is why, by the way, I'm back on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, link in the description. Nux_Taku on Twitter. I am back. Also, you can hit the join button. It's right next to the subscribe button, and it helps me out a lot because I get demonetized every time I talk about bombing terrorists. Anywho, this is Brian Tyler Cohen, one of the most delusional people on YouTube. If you look at his YouTube channel, you will know exactly what I mean. None of this is real. None of this actually happened. Truly insane. Attorney gobsmacked at Trump scheme. Trump falls on his face with embarrassing misstep. Trump snaps, loses it as feud erupts in China. Republican does the unthinkable in Supreme Court race. Trump Republicans make fatal mistake as deadly scheme. Fed up Trump appointed judge drops back. This was all in the last day. This is all 1 day ago. Bro spam blasts 12 Trump videos a day, and none of it's real. None of it happened. None of this actually happened in reality. Like, and he'll make videos saying, I can't believe Trump folds on tariffs after realizing his terrible mistake. But in actuality, he just, you know, he just makes deals with people, which is literally the point.
But we'll sit down and we'll at some point, in some cases, we'll sign some deals. It's much less important than what I'm talking about. For the most part, we're just going to put down a number and say, this is what you're going to pay to shop. And it's going to be a very fair number. It'll be a low number. We're not looking to hurt countries. We want to help countries.
Of course.
We want to be friendly with countries.
He says that after Canada just Trump derangement syndrome their way straight into electing this fucking tard.
But you keep writing about deals. When are we going to sign? When? It's very simple. We're going to say, in some cases, we want you to open up your country. In some cases, we want you to drop your tariffs. I mean, India, as an example, has one of the highest tariffs in the world. We're not going to put up with that. And they've agreed already to drop it. They'll drop it to nothing. They've already agreed. They would have never done that for anybody else but me.
Yeah.
So
what happened to Biden? It wouldn't happen to Biden, brother.
We're going to put down some numbers, and we're going to say our country is open for business. And they're going to come in, and they're going to pay for the privilege of being able to shop in the United States of America. It's very simple.
Frick. And he's right. He's right. That's how it needs to be looked at. It's not a right to get your shit sold in America. It's a privilege. Damn.
Well, it's very simple. So I wish they'd keep, stop asking how many deals are you signing this week? Because one day we'll come and we'll give you 100 deals. And they don't have to sign.
And you know what people are going to be like? Ree! It wasn't 100 deals. It was only 87. Ree!
All they have to do is say, oh, we'll start sending our ships right now to pick up whatever we want or to bring whatever we want. It's very, very simple. And I think my people haven't made it clear. We will sign some deals, but much bigger than that is we're going to put down the price that people are going to have to pay to shop in the United States. Think of us as a super luxury store, a store that has the goods. You're going to come and you're going to pay a price, and we're going to give you a very good price. We're going to make very good deals, and in some cases we'll adjust.
Oh, God.
But that's where it is. And we've been ripped off by everybody for 50 years, and we're just not going to do that anymore. We can't do that. And we can't let any country do that to us. We're just not going to do it anymore.
Bro, these reporters. All right, he's still here.
Can you tell us a bit more about the deal that you've reached with the Houthis?
No, it's not a deal. They've said, please don't bomb.
What deal? The deal that he made with the Houthis, that's hilarious. Bro, they bombed the shit out of the Houthis, and the Houthis were like, please stop bombing us. We'll stop bombing you. Please, please, we beg you. We beg you, please. And he's like, okay, that was the point all along.
Bomb us anymore, and we're not going to attack your ships.
And where did you hear about that?
It doesn't matter where I hear it. The very good source, I could tell you. Very, very good source. Would you say, Mark?
Where did you hear, bro?
Oh, I would say pretty good, right, JD? A very good source. No, they don't want to be. They don't want to be. They don't want to be bombed anymore. You know.
It's a simple.
Sort of thought that would happen. No, behind you, please.
Clarifying something you said on USMCA. Is the U.S. prepared to walk away from that pact?
From what pact?
USMCA.
No. It's fine. It's there. It's good. We use it for certain things. It's there. We have the USMCA is a good deal for everybody.
He spoke.
I won't say this about Mark, but I didn't like his predecessor. I didn't like a person that worked for. She was terrible, actually. She was a terrible person. And she really hurt.
Just shitting on his bestie, literally in front of him. So Mark is actually like, he loves Trudeau. Like, they were besties, bro. That's crazy. Trudeau literally gave up the prime ministership to Carney directly, gave it to him.
That deal very badly because she tried to take advantage of the deal and she didn't get away with it. You know what I'm talking about. But we had a bad relationship having to do with the fact that we disagreed with the way they viewed the deal.
Awkward.
And we ended it. We ended that relationship pretty much. The USMCA is great for all countries. It's good for all countries. We do have a negotiation coming up over the next year or so to adjust it or terminate it.
Oh.
Mr. President.
I'll just say.
All right. He's going to speak, guys. He's going to speak. Shh. He hasn't spoken yet. This is big.
I'll say a word on USMCA, if I may, Mr. President. It is a basis for a broader negotiation. Some things about it are going to have to change. And part of the way you've conducted these tariffs has taken advantage of existing aspects of USMCA. So it's going to have to change. There's other elements that are come, and that's part of what we're going to discuss.
Right.
He said nothing. Bro had 3 minutes of talking time for this entire interview. That's crazy. So, you know how the president said it's going to change? He's actually right. It is definitely going to change. You're right, Mr. President. Because of the tariffs. And, it is going to change just like you said, Mr. President.
During the campaign, Prime Minister Carney talked about the American vitriol. How do you react if Canada decided not to shop in the American store as much as before and decided to partner with other countries?
Well,
all right,
we don't
question.
do much business with Canada from our standpoint. They do a lot of business with us. We're at like 4%.
Oh, God, did you see that? Did you see that neck crack? Oh, Lord.
And usually those things don't last very long. You know, we have great things, great product. The kind of product we sell, nobody else can sell.
I don't think that's even true, by the way. I think Canada's like a huge business partner of the United States. But it's still pretty hilarious that he said it in front of him. Like, no, I don't think that's fully accurate. Canada's, look, I do think that's crazy, though, that he just said that.
Including military. Look, we make the best military equipment in the world, and Canada buys our military equipment, which we appreciate. But we make the best military equipment in the world by far. The missiles, the submarines, everything.
Ask the Houthis. Ask the Houthis. Listen, no one can condone our abilities like the Houthis. They were really cool about it.
Everything we have is really top notch.
Oh, no.
I rebuilt our military during our last term. Stupidly, we gave some away to Afghanistan, which shouldn't have happened. But that
Shout out to Biden.
was, I think it was the most
The dumbest thing ever done in American
moment in the
politics.
history of our country.
Yep.
It was just
Many
very
such cases.
incompetent people. But if you look, the man that's now the head of our Joint Chiefs, he led the attack on ISIS for me. That's why he's the head of the Joint Chiefs. And Raisin Kane, he was unbelievable. And as you know, we defeated ISIS in 3 weeks. It was supposed to take 5 years.
You did do that, Mr. President.
We did it in 3 weeks.
True.
And he ran the campaign. I
You
said
did
I
that.
like him.
True.
But I knew him before. I went to Iraq, and we agreed to a plan, and that was the plan. And as you know, we did it in record time. So we have the best equipment in the world. We have the best, a lot of things. And but Canada, it does a lot more business with us than we do with Canada. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, come on, please say something, bro. This is humiliating. Look, I love America. I love Canada almost as much. This is crazy, bro. Come on, Carney.
Mr. President.
Oh my God, he just took that. He took the walloping. He took the walloping, bro.
The investments
Oh,
of the
Lord.
trillions will finally hit the
Canada needs us. We don't need them very much. Isn't that right, Mr. Carney? And he's just like...
economic data this year.
When you're saying about the tariffs and all?
No, about the investments that you've announced.
Oh.
You've announced
It's hitting right now. Look, they're already starting AI plants. These are not people that look for financing. That's a good thing. You know, in real estate, you get a site, then you have to look for financing. You have to get your zoning. 5 years later, you start building. You get a bank, then the bank's no good. And these people have massive amounts of cash. The CHIPS Act was a ridiculous thing because that doesn't get them to build. All we did is hand very wealthy companies money. The CHIPS Act that was done by Biden.
Biden.
We give them billions of dollars. They don't even have to do anything with it.
Remember when Canada was going to come school the United States? Remember that was going to happen during this speech? Oh my God, I know why all the fucking blue hairs in Canada are losing their shit over this.
Then if you weren't, if you didn't have, and I don't want to be a wise guy, but if you didn't go with it.
Far be it from Trump to be a wise guy, to say things that are rambunctious, not I, Orange Man.
DEI, if you didn't go with
True.
all of the different things, woke. If you weren't woke, you couldn't even use the money.
Oh my God, he got the fucking Prince King of Woke. The Fresh Prince of Woke is literally sitting next to this guy. And he's like, go woke and go broke, retards. And what's he gonna say? Oh,
You had to have a certain percentage of this and that and that and that. It's impossible. Impossible to have. The companies actually complained to me. They said they gave me all this money, but nobody can get these people to do anything. I mean, look, President Obama, and if he wanted help, I'd give him help because I'm a really good builder and I build on time, on budget. He's building his library in Chicago. It's a disaster. And he said something to the effect, I only want DEI, I only want woke.
Oh
he wants woke
God.
people to build it. Well,
we want woke, all the woke. I mean, you see what's going on literally in New York right now. The wokest, the second wokest state in America. Like, bruh, dog, you see that insanity. You literally see that insanity. Let me see if I can find that shit. America statue. Did you see they put up a new statue, guys? A new statue was just erected. They erected a new statue. This one. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. I didn't see the fucking caption. I just... I'm so sorry. I didn't... I didn't see the caption, bro. That's crazy. Anyway. Oh, fuck.
he got woke people, and they have massive cost overruns. A job is stopped. I don't know. It's a disaster. And I don't like that happening because I think it's bad for the presidency that a thing like that should happen. He's got a library that's a disaster. And he wanted to be very politically correct, and he didn't use good, hard, tough, mean construction workers that I love, Marco. I love those construction workers. But he didn't want construction workers. He wanted people that, like, never did it before. And he's got a disaster in his hands. Like millions of dollars, many, I mean, really many millions of dollars over budget.
That's crazy.
And I would love to help him with.
The truth is, DEI, and a lot of people I think still don't get this. People don't realize how bad DEI is. A lot of people don't know that. DEI is, it's a blight on the industry where you're essentially paying money to underqualified people that got the job purely because of their background or the color of their skin or whatever, like stuff like that. And they literally take underqualified people for jobs. It's abysmal. It is how you fuck a country. And Canada is still fucking themselves with DEI shit. And America is he's literally shitting on Carney as he's been. It's amazing.
Or somebody else. I could recommend professionals, but it was not built in a professional manner.
Oh God, the media.
By the way, nor was in California a little train going from San Francisco to Los Angeles that's being run by Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. Did you ever hear of Gavin Newsom? He has got, that train is the worst cost overrun I've ever seen.
Oh my
It's
God. The last time I saw a train this bad, it was going to Auschwitz.
Totally out of control.
That was dark. That was dark. If you know, you know.
So then they said, all right, we won't go into San Francisco. We'll stop 25 miles short. And we won't go into Los Angeles. We'll stop 25 miles short. It's hundreds of billions of dollars for this stupid project that should have never been built. And then they realized that it would have been a lot less costly if we just gave limousine service back and forth and gave it free. They would have saved.
There's no way that's true.
Hundreds of billions of dollars.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. They did the math. I don't know if that's true. That can't be true. There's no way. There's no way running a 24/7 limousine service would literally have been cheaper than the fucking retard train.
They have airplanes that go there for one 1/100th the cost. And they have cars. They have a thing called the highway that goes back and forth. It's not fully utilized. And they got involved with this project. And Gavin, you know, I always like Gavin. I had a good relationship with him. I just got him a lot of water. You know, I sent in people to open up that water because he refused to do it.
There was a giant fire in California. They had 47 genders, but no working fire hydrants. Funny how that happened.
And we just got them a lot of water. If they would have had that water, and if they would have done what I said to do, they wouldn't have had the fires in Los Angeles. Those fires would have been put out very quickly.
Never would have happened if I was president.
If you think about it, and you got to take a look at this, it's the worst cost overrun I've ever seen. I've watched a lot of stupid people build a lot of stupid things, but that's the worst cost overrun I've ever seen. What's happening between
That's why it's so nice to have businessmen in politics instead of the bullshit politicians just doing their crap. God, it is so nice to have actual business people running this stuff. They don't want to waste infinite money. Yes, but Nux, you forgot to take into account that a lot of the funds was probably allocated for government embezzlement. I did not take that. You're right. I take it back. You're right. And you're right. No arguments there. You're right. You got me.
San Francisco and Los Angeles. And you ought to ask about that because this government is not going to pay. I told our very great new Secretary of Transportation, he's doing a good job, Sean Duffy, I said, we're not going to pay for that thing. They are just, it's out of control. This is something that you don't have things like this. It's not even conceivable.
It's not conceivable. In Canada, they still go on sled dogs. We take sled dogs from place to place in Canada.
Like 30 times over budget, 30 times.
Oh
it's
my
the craziest
God.
thing and now it's hundreds of, it was supposed to be
Where did the money go, new scum?
a simple train. And I think the media should take a look at it.
Yeah, why is the media only not looking at that? They're attacking Trump for posting an AI-generated picture of himself dressed like the Pope. He got articles for weeks. Trump wore a blue suit to Pope's funeral. Articles for weeks. Come on, guys. You have literal governors running crap that is wasting 30 times the amount of money that it should have. Come on, dude.
And I'd love him to run for president on the other side. You know, I'd love to see that. But
the craziest thing about the Democratic Party right now is that their entire squad, it's like retard Avengers. I don't know what's going on. They don't have a single guy that can actually do shit. It's crazy. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God.
I don't think he's going to be running because that one project alone, well, that and the fires and a lot of other things.
Guys, I take it back. There is one person that could run. There is one man that could run for presidency of the United States on the Democratic Party. And honestly, I think that he has a shot. He has a chance, guys. He has a chance. Osama bin Diddy Piker. Huh? There's a prayer. There's a chance. I'm just saying. Listen, if we play our cards right, you never know.
Pretty much put him out of the race.
Mr. President, what changes would you like to see to the USMCA? Or what changes would you like to make?
We're going to work on some subtle changes, maybe. I don't even know if we're going to be dealing with USMCA. We're dealing more with concepts right now. Look, right now, we're doing trade. We have trade. They're paying a tariff on cars and steel and aluminum. And I think we have a baseline of 10% or something like that for the tariffs. But we're getting along very well. Right now, going no further, but we have an agreement. We did something with even parts. You want to discuss that, Howard, with respect to Canada, which helps Canada out?
Sure.
You're welcome, Canada.
We've made an arrangement with the car companies that 15% of their USMCA parts are included, and then 15% of foreign parts from the manufactured suggested retail price are not tariffed to help domestic manufacturing really thrive.
So it gave them a chance to be able to build their car parts factories if they're going to. A lot of these companies already have factories, and what they have to do is just fill them out. But they're able to build them in the United States, so we gave them a pretty substantial period of time.
Just to clarify, Mr. President,
he's gonna be. Shh. Shh. He's gonna speak.
the Prime Minister can say to you today.
He didn't speak. The reporter terrorized him into silence. Never mind. He almost spoke, guys. Maybe next time. Maybe next time he'll speak. He almost spoke, guys. We almost had him.
To change your mind on tariffing Canada.
That's crazy. That's crazy. They actually silenced him. That's insane. Oh God, bro got microaggression so hard right there.
Tariffing cars.
Tariffing Canada. Is there anything he could say to you in the course of your meetings with him today that would get you to lift tariffs on Canada?
No.
Why not?
Carney's so happy the reporters are asking the hard questions, and he's just sitting there on the side in the cuck chair watching. Oh, bro just got hit with a quick no.
Just the way it is.
That's life. Sorry, Canada. Holy crap. He's trying so hard to speak. The reporters are ignoring him. He's like, Trump, please, let me speak. It didn't work.
The Canadians don't want it.
No! Oh, God, this is humiliating. Dude, every person with multiple extra piercings, nose rings, blue hair, and on TikTok, they are losing their mind right now. This is why Canada is in shambles. Everyone in Canada, is looking at this like it's an actual Holocaust.
Would you respect that?
Well, not everyone in Canada, but specifically the woke retards.
Sure I would.
All the fucking boomers that decided to put their country in the shitter to flex on Donald Trump by getting this guy elected. Holy shit, you must feel so stupid right now.
But this is not necessarily a one-day deal. This is over a period of time they have to make that decision. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, if I may.
Oh, finally! All right. Oh, whoo! Finally, let him speak. All right.
Well, if respectfully, Canadians' view on this is not going to change on the 51st day.
Why is he doing this? Why? No, we're not even. We're off that topic, bro. He's catching up to all the questions. Oh no! Oh God.
Secondly,
Right.
we are the largest client of the United States in the totality of all the goods. So we are the largest client of the United States.
He really is catching up on all the questions. Bro's got lag. Dude's lagging, bro.
We have a tremendous auto sector between the two of us, and the changes that made have been helpful. 50% of a car that comes from Canada is American. That's not like anywhere else in the world.
That's true. They're neighbors.
And to your question about is there one thing? No, this is a bigger...
I don't know about 50%, but a lot. Yeah, absolutely.
...discussion. There are much bigger forces involved, and this will take some time and some discussions, and that's why we're here, to have those discussions, and that is represented by who's sitting around the table.
See, the conflict
That was a nothing burger answer. Oh my God.
is, and this is very friendly. We're not. This is not going to be like we had another little blow up with somebody else. That was a much different.
Say please and thank you, Mr. Zwinski.
This is a very friendly conversation, but we want to make our own cars. We don't really want cars from Canada.
No.
And we put tariffs on cars from Canada, and at a certain point, it won't make economic sense for Canada to build those cars.
He's literally talking about how Canada's fucking dying. Right next to the Prime Minister.
And we
this is not the news Carney wanted to come home with, for real.
don't want steel from Canada because we're making our own steel, and we're having massive steel plants being built right now as we speak. We really don't want Canadian steel, and we don't want Canadian aluminum and various other things because we want to be able to do it ourselves. And
Canada will be the largest importer of snow into America in the history of the world. Maple syrup from Canada, really good. Crocs, wonderful footwear.
Because of, past thinking of
Oh my God, dude is seething right now.
people, we have a tremendous deficit with Canada. In other words, they have a surplus with us. And there's no reason for us to be...
Can you at least defend yourself, man? Can you say something, please? Oh my God, this is humiliating.
subsidizing Canada.
I feel like this is like watching those woke soy boys versus like Giga Chads. Every time I see like those debates that show up on YouTube where like the college students get obliterated by like the conservative mad lads like on college campuses and shit. Like, this is crazy.
Canada's a place that will have to be able to take care of itself economically. I assume they can. I will tell you that Trudeau, when I spoke to him, I used to call him Governor Trudeau. I think that probably didn't help his election. But when I
he retired in middle.
Spoke to him, I said, so why are
He's laughing. He's laughing at the Governor Trudeau.
Why are we taking your cars? Why are we taking your... We want to make them ourselves. I mean, I said, and if the price of your cars went up, or if we put a tariff on your cars of 25%, what would that mean to you? He said that would mean the end of Canada. He actually said that to me.
Oh my God, he was trying to guilt trip Trump into fucking America's economy. Dude, this is exactly what I mean. No more of this pussy shit. What is with these pussies? Why are they everywhere? Like, you've got to be kidding me. That's humiliating. Carney looks like he's about to cry. Like, oh my God, have some self-respect. All these different countries feel like they need to just woke themselves into oblivion. They need to have empathy for literally everyone. Let's bring in more immigrants to ruin the housing market because we have to have empathy for the immigrants. Oh my Lord.
And I said, that's a strange answer, but I understand his answer. But no, I mean, it's hard to justify subsidizing Canada to the tune of maybe $200 billion a year. We protect Canada.
He almost spoke.
Militarily, and we always will. We're going to, that's not a money thing. But we always will. But, it's not fair. But why?
The way I see it, every country needs to have themselves in their own best interests. Their own best interests. I don't know why America somehow, according to the world, needs to be the piggy bank of every other country ever. I am so sorry to Canada that they didn't figure their shit out and they were relying on America as a crutch, but it's really time to figure shit out. Like, it really is. And you know who's not helping? The government that was voted back in.
Why are we subsidizing Canada $200 billion a year, or whatever the number might be? It's a very substantial number. And it's hard for the American taxpayer to say, gee whiz, we love doing that. Thank you very much. We're going to have a very...
No, he didn't even let him answer. No, he just cooked him and ended it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's crazy. That's insane. This was so much better and worse than I could have ever imagined. Entertainment S tier. Oh my God, Canada. Holy, do you see what you did? Do you see what you did? Look at that. That there is the consequences of your own actions. Truly, the go woke, go broke policy is happening. The world is in chaos right now, and I'm going to make content of all of it. Definitely subscribe for more chaos. This was Canada getting butt fucked by Canada. Hell yeah. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one, gamers. Stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.